This is Andi Purewal, Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're at Wembley for a second day of press conferences, and I'm joined by Francis Warren. Francis, firstly, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, mate. You?
All good, looking forward to Saturday night. Obviously, we had the undercard press conference today, just try and work through some of those guys. Tommy Fury, shades of Triple G.
Listen, I haven't seen the training camps, but if that's what the Big John says, that's what Big John says. And he's obviously seen something there, so I can't wait to see it on Saturday night.
So obviously big words to live up to in Tommy's case. There's a lot of pressure on him now to kind of kick on with his career away from all the Jake Paul talk and what have you, with his brother being Tyson. How do you think he copes with all that come Saturday night, and how much pressure is that on him to produce more of a more fitting performance as to what he wants to do as well?
Obviously, pressure's always on all of these guys to go out there and showcase themselves as best as they can. I feel like there's extra pressure on Tommy for multiple amounts of reasons. I think I've just had a chat with Dev for the Queensbury stream, and we got through three issues. As I was talking about one, another one quickly popped up. You think you got obviously he's Tyson's brother. There's huge pressure. The social media bits and pieces in Love Island, it's another thing. And obviously this Jake Paul, fight keeps coming up and keeps rumbling on. So I think first and foremost, Tommy Fury the fighter wants to be known as Tommy Fury the fighter. And I think Saturday night goes a long way to reaffirming him to people as a boxer who was once on Love Island rather than a Love Islander who has a couple of fights every now and again. He's his own man, he's his own fighter, and I can't imagine how proud John Fury is that both his boys are on Saturday night at Wembley Stadium. However, Tommy's his own man as well, so it's that thing. And obviously the Jake Paul scratch needs to be itched, and I think Tommy deals with him pretty easy. But it will be a big event, and I think it's something that Tommy wants to get on with. I believe on Saturday, if he goes and puts in a good performance and a devastating performance, it'll be interesting to see if Jake Paul actually follows through with what he said. If he knocks out the guy on Saturday night, will he follow through with it, or will he go quiet? Because a devastating Tommy Fury performance might scare him off a bit.
Apart from Tommy, David Adelaide, another heavyweight addition to this card. Just what are you expecting to see from him on Saturday night? Spiteful
and nasty, and big and strong and powerful. He's getting bigger. I swear he's got bigger since Tuesday. He's a big guy. He's getting his stature. He's a presence just in a room. So God knows what his opponents must feel like. Do you know what I mean? Looking across at him, listen. He fully appreciates that he had an off night against Sokolowski. He's 6 fights in. He's entitled to have an off night, and I'm sure you have a bad day at the office. I know every now and again I do. So David had an off night that night, but what he's doing, he's saying, right, okay, give me some guys that that I can go and look good against, and that's what we've done on Saturday. Chris Healy stepped up when a lot wouldn't actually. David touched on it in the press conference when he said that a lot of these unbeaten guys give it, the talk. But I tell you, I'm not going to drop names because it's unprofessional. But there are some guys in the UK that should hang their heads because they said they wanted it, and then you get down to the nitty gritty, and then all of a sudden they're unavailable. So Chris Healy, fair play mate, steps up, and I think we might have to start looking international after this one because no one really fancies it in the UK.
Just on the Sokolowski fight, are there any plans to revisit a rematch there just to end the controversy?
See if it makes sense for David, we will do. But on his record, he got a win, so it is what it is. Who knows? But it's not something that needs to be corrected because he got the decision. So, I think it's your careers don't progress by reversing. So, if it pops up, in the future, then we'll have a look at it. But as far as I'm concerned, I think David, 2 or 3 fights time, we'll start looking at the English title. Or some sort of international title.
Isaac Lowe versus Nick Ball. Don't know whether heated's the right word or not, but a few words exchanged on stage today. What are you expecting from that one, Francis?
Fireworks. I think Nick probably fancies he can go in there and stop Isaac. However, that guy's got some serious heart, determination and balls, as well as exquisite boxing skills. Isaac Lowe's a good fighter. He's very, very good. And Nick Ball's got a hell of a lot to do on Saturday night to go and get that WBC silver belt. But Nick Ball's in a win-win situation. He stepped up after only 14 fights to fight for a huge title against a very experienced fighter in Isaac Lowe. If it goes his way, he's going to be. He fast forwards basically, probably a year and a half. If it doesn't go his way, then he's got nothing to lose. And fair play to Nick for stepping up.
Echo Esserman versus Darren Tetley stepping in to replace the Anto Cacace fight. Firstly, just a word on Anto, how disappointed you are for him, and obviously the Echo fight coming through.
I'm absolutely gutted for him. I'm really, it's been a very tough 24 hours for Anthony. We had a chat earlier on. I think I've made it right with him in regards to what I've kind of put together for him. At the end of the day, the Romero's visa didn't come through. It's been an application process for quite a long time. I think we just ran out of time. We just ran out of time, and we simply couldn't. I think maybe if it was a different sort of show, we probably could have pushed it through and got it through. Maybe even yesterday or today. But we can't take that risk with that. So we've drafted in a fantastic replacement fight in Echo and Darren. And fair play to them both, and obviously very, very fit lads, because they've made weight a week, or going to make weight a week out. They were due to fight next Friday, but they're here this weekend, and obviously grabbed the opportunity with both hands.
Francis, moving on to the main event. Yesterday, got a bit heated between John Fury and Dean White. I've heard you was up on stage. I obviously couldn't see you because there's a lot of people up on stage. What did you make of seeing that? And since then, Dillian's actually offered to see his dad get in a ring with Big John on the undercard.
I'm just thrilled that the two guys were so respectful of each other throughout the press conference, and that nothing happened after that. I think Dillian and Tyson deserve a lot of credit for diffusing that situation. I think the old man was in the middle of it as well, saying, telling people to step back and get back. So I'm just glad it was diffused before it got out, before anything else happened, because I thought the guys conducted themselves immaculately, true professionals, with a lot of class.
Come Saturday night, Francis, what are you expecting to see in that main event, and where does Dillian rank him, the kind of the level of opposition Tyson's faced? Where would you put Dillian?
Good question. See, if you look through, Tyson's recent record, obviously it's very dominated by one man. It's a good question. He's got, Dillian's. He's got to be in the top three. You've obviously got Klitschko, Wilder, Dillian. I think Dillian's beat Chisora twice, so you've obviously got to give him the nod over that. And Tyson always gives Steve Cunningham huge props as well. So they are. He's got a fantastic resume, Tyson Fury, and Dillian's obviously going to be very, very high on that after Saturday night.
How are you expecting the fight to play out?
I think Dillian will start fast. I think he'll come out of the traps quickly, and you'll see a very slick Tyson Fury. You're going to see a slick. You'll see a slick Tyson Fury. It's just he's the master of what he does. He's the best in the world of what he does, and probably the best in the world that there ever has been at what he does in his style. He's powerful, he's quick, he's slick, he's confident, he's calm when he has to be. And that's not saying Dillian hasn't got his attributes either. The power, the aggression, the movement, and Dillian's telling us yesterday how people underestimate what a great boxer he is as well. So I think you've got two guys who are so exceedingly confident that there's no room for any bad feeling or ill will. It's just about respect and respect for what the other guy can do. How do I see it playing out? I think that Dillian will start fast, but I think Tyson eventually will slow him down because he's too big and too quick and he's too strong, and I think he might stop him 9-10.
Final one, Francis. Ricky Hatton returning in an exhibition bout against Marco Antonio Barrera.
No.
Yes. So I've had it in my notes. So I just want to get your thoughts on that. The return of Ricky Hatton in an exhibition bout against Barrera.
Listen, these guys, they know what they're doing. I'm sure that will be fully medicaled and things like that. So listen, who am I to knock those two guys having a little dance? I'm not, legends of the sport, and very lucky to have been to a lot of Ricky's fights growing up as a youngster, and very lucky to have been involved in the promotion for Barrera and Khan. So know both guys, and I think it's something you're going to watch. You're going to watch it, aren't you? It's, you know, as long as you're going to watch it. You're going to watch it, and so there's no way that I could sit here and say that it's bad for anything, because they're both legends. So fair play to them.
Francis, I appreciate your time. I'll leave you to speak to everybody else. Thank you for speaking to me in Boxing Social.
Top man, thanks.